Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I will talk about hybrid framework. And before I start hybrid framework, I'm gonna give some description about different other frameworks. So frameworks is basically guideline or structure that you have to follow for automation. If you want to create any automation scripts, obviously you have to follow a guideline or structure in your company. So that structure or guidelines called framework. So people use different kinds of framework as per their demand and the procedure in the company. So so many different frameworks. So I'm going to talk about those five different frameworks. Linear frameworks, basically, if you create any script step by step, like step by step process to create test script, is called linear framework. So it's very simple framework. I don't consider even it's a framework. Uh, but modular framework, the second one, is a framework. Modular frameworks means like if you have a function with um, hard-coded action or not hard-coded action. I mean hard-coded data, I mean, and not hard-coded data. It's called modular framework. So if you have any scripts and then you want to reuse that scripts again and again, that you're going to create is a function. You can create the function with the hard-coded data or without hard-coded data. But I normally recommend that don't hard code um, in the function. Hard coded function is not really good. Data driven framework means you will have your scripts and the data will come from external source like XML file or Excel sheet or database. Okay, so when you're gonna create a scripts and then data is not in the scripts hard coded, and then you are planning to get data from outside or external resource from the outside source like XML file or Excel sheet or database, that process is called data driven framework. So in my previous video I have shown you guys how to create a data driven framework properly. Keyword driven frameworks means like this part will be there in the keyword. Additional, I would say you need keyword which also will come from Excel. So this is the additional part in keyword driven framework. Hybrid framework is just simple things like if you use modular and data driven together, or data driven keyword driven together, or modular data driven keyword driven three together, this is called hybrid. So more than two frameworks, more than one frameworks if you use in the script, and it's called hybrid framework. So most popular framework I would say data driven and hybrid framework. um, Basically keyword driven is kind of a hybrid framework because you are getting the data from the outside. But if you don't get the data from the outside, if you hard coded the data in the keyword driven, then it's pure keyword driven, no data driven. Okay, so in this video we'll talk about uh, hybrid framework mostly. So first, I just created a folder where I'm going to store all my resources. Whatever I'm going to create, everything I'm going to store here. So this folder is empty. I'm going to create some subfolders in the beginning. So first folder, I would say the name is my global test data. So this is a global test data folder where I'm going to store my all the test data that I'm going to use in the script. Okay, the second folder, I'll give the name application function. So all the application related functions would be stored here. Third folder, I would say the name object repository. So you can create your script using object repository or without using object repository using descriptive programming. So if you use object repository, then you have to save the repository in this folder. So I just create the folder in case in the future if I create a script using object repository, then I will save the object repository in this folder. This folder name I'm going to give driver script. So I'll create a driver script which will drive the whole process properly. That driver script I will save in this folder. Fifth folder, the name will be script. Just my regular scripts will be saved here. I think that's all pretty much the folder structure that I need for today. So you can give different name, but you should give the name such a way that should make sense, that whatever the folder name, whatever inside in the folder, it should be related. Okay, folder is ready. Now I will create Excel sheet. In Excel sheet will contains like, okay, so hybrid framework, keyword driven or hybrid framework, I will show you in the paint a little bit the idea. So you will have a Excel sheet, and first sheet is Excel sheet. It will contains I would say my keywords. Excuse me, someone is not working. So so this is my Excel sheet. So suppose this is my Excel sheet, it will contains my keywords and my functions name. Second Excel sheets, it will contain test data. Okay, third one, application functions. I will have application functions, and I will have a driver script, and I will have creative script and application under test. So how those here is 6 things. So how those 6 things gonna be related? Okay, so first I will have keywords and function name. So in the Excel sheet I will have different keywords, like for example, like I'm going to create a Gmail login, then I'm going to give a keyword Gmail GM login, and function name I'm going to give fn GM login. If I want to do Yahoo login, I'm going to give y login is the keywords, and function name fn y login. So I will have keyword and the function names in 2 different columns. Okay, and here I will have test data, like whatever in the Gmail login or Yahoo login, whatever the test data I'm going to use for login, those test data will be stored in the Excel sheet. Application function, so I said I will have the function name here, so those function I will create in the QTP and then save in the application function folders. So one function for Gmail login, one function for Yahoo login, for example. And I will have a driver script. Driver script is the main one. So you know how this driver script will work? I will create this script such a way that it will call the function, and it will call this function, and it will take the data from the Excel sheet, and it will use or test the application on test. Okay, so driver script is the main script. Okay, so I'll put some arrow button how I'm gonna do it. Okay, in the qtp scripts I will create the keywords name. qtp will go to the driver script. Driver scripts will validate that what keywords name I gave. Driver script will read the keyword, and this keyword, based on the keyword, whatever the function name, it will verify what is the function name. So everything is doing the driver script, and based on the function name, it will go in the application function. It will check what is the function here and what data it use. So it will call the data from test data, and it will use it here, and it will test the application. So first in qtp script, just I'm going to give the keyword name or test case name. It will go in the driver script. Driver scripts will read what is the keyword in the Excel sheet. Based on the keyword, what is the function in the Excel sheet. Based on the function, what is the function in the function library. And in the function library, whatever the test data I need, it will call from the Excel sheet, and then it will test the application. So it's the different layers is going on. I have to create the whole structure. So this is the purpose of creating keyword driven or hybrid framework. This is basically hybrid framework structure. So let's start with something. So I will start with the Excel sheet. First I would like to create a plan that whatever the test case I would need to execute, so those test case names. So first column name is test case ID, I said, first column. Second column I would say test case name, and third column keywords. Okay, so 3 columns. So today I will use this website, I mean not a website, this is a window based application, flight application. So my plan is a user should be able to log in first, and then create a flight, and then close the flight, close the application. This is the first my requirements. Second requirement or scenario, whatever you say, you should be able to log in, search existing flight, and then update the flight and close the application. Third scenario, you should be able to log in, search existing flights, and then delete the flights and close the application. So this is the plan. Okay, so based on the plan I will design the test case that what I will have. So first one I said test case number 1 or scenario number 1, create order. This is the name of the test case. And now what I have to do, what functionality I have to follow for this create order. What functionality? First I have to open application, open app. Second, to login. Third, I have to create order. Fourth, close app, close the application. So those 4 things I have to do to fulfill the create order. So this is basically all those things create order. Alright, after you finish that, second one, update order. This is the test case name. So what I have to do first, everything should be there. Okay, let's see. Open app first. Second it be login. Third, I have to search first the existing order in order to update the order. Search order and then update order. At the end, close up. Okay, so this is under update order. This is gonna be test case ID 2 and now test case ID 3. So third one, I'm gonna say delete order. Almost same thing like update order. I can copy that. Instead of update order, I would say delete order. Okay, and I will expand these things. All right. So I have three test case, and three test case has a few functionalities like open application, login, create order, close application, and the open application login, search order, update order, close application, open application login, search order, delete order, close application. So I can figure out here some repeated things there, like login is repeated everywhere, right? So instead of creating three different login script, I can create one login function, right? So just calculate here how many functions I need to create. Functions, how many functions I need to create. First one, I'm gonna create open app, and then login, create order, search order, delete order, at the what I missed, update order. Okay, it should be okay, update order, and then close app. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so I need total seven functions to cover all those keywords. Seven functions. Okay, so that's all pretty much. My spreadsheet, first sheet, I'm gonna give the name keywords. Second sheet, I would need data to create login, create order. I need so many datas, right? So I have to set up my data here. Test data, what is called test data. So I'm going to rename this one to test data. Okay, test data. All right, so I have my test data ready, so I'm just going to copy paste so you guys can see that. So first test data, I have to open the application, so I just give variable name as URL and the data is here. And then for login purpose, I need username and password, so I just give the column name uname and pword, password, username and password. And then create order, I need those data like flight date, passengers, how many passengers, D from, that means departure from, and then F month, from day, arriving in, 2 months to date, and passenger name. And then when I'm gonna update the order, basically I'm gonna change the passenger's name, so I will give the new name. So basically this is the new name, Hanks. Okay, so new name Hanks. I would give the another column name is just delete name, because at the end I will delete the name. So after I update the name will be Hanks, so I will take the delete name from here. Okay, so one, for the first time, when you're going to create the flight, you're going to give Robert. When you're going to update it, you're going to give Hanks, new name. And then while you're going to delete it, you're going to search, right? Again, you're going to search by the delete name Hanks, because the robot will be not available that time. So you have to use same name like Hanks after you delete. I mean, before you delete, you have to search it, Hanks. So this is my test data and my keywords here. So data is set up, Now I will save it. Where I'm gonna save it? Save as. I have a folder in my desktop in hybrid framework. There is a global test data folder. I would give the name global test data. Okay. Okay, that's great. Close the things. Now I will go to the tool. So this is the new script. I have created a new script. Everything empty. So first, what I have to do in the paint, I said I need application functions. I need driver script, test data, keywords. So my keywords and function, this part is done. This part is done. Now I'm gonna work on this part. Okay, this part, driver script. I'll create the driver script right now. So driver script, how are we gonna create the driver script? So I would give some description about the driver script first. So next time if someone reads this driver script, you will understand what's going on in the script. So basically driver script will be function. So I will create this one in function library. So I'm not going to create in the action. So I will go there, new function library. I will save the function library in my desktop hybrid framework. There is a folder called driver scripts. I have created in the beginning. I'll give the name fn. Any function from right now I'm going to create, everything in the beginning would be fn. Okay, so fn read keywords, so fn read keywords, that will be the function name. Okay, everything lowercase, fn read keywords. So first I'm going to tell what's this name, function name would be fn read keywords. Okay, and what is the purpose of the function? I would say that, so purpose, I'll explain a little bit the purpose. This function reads the keyword from Excel sheet which are associated to a given test case. So this is just a little bit example, description I'm giving. So I'm just gonna put some underline so it will be looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to create the function space. Now n function is created. I'm going to give the name. So the name I mentioned in the beginning, fn read keywords, and open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So first in the function, if you look at the data table right now, okay, so if I go back to the action and look at the data table, okay, look at the data table. In data table there is, wow, it's moving. In data table basically there is a global data sheet and action per action data sheet. Per action basically is local data sheet. So I have just two data sheet in the data table, but I just want to create another new data sheet here. After action 1 I want to create new one, and then I will uh, import data from Excel sheet to this new data sheet. Okay, so I will write a code for it in the function. First I will give the explanation or description what I'm going to do in the comment. Add so what code I'm going to write for it to call the data. um, what code I'm going to write? I'll write data table dot add sheet, and I'll give the name of the new data sheet. Name of the new data sheet, DTTC flow. You can give any name, but the name I give because data table test case flow it mentioned. Okay, so you can give any name. So this line basically will add a data sheet after this action 1. This new sheet will be created if you run this sheet. If you wanna check, then you have to copy that and then go to the action, paste it here and run it. Let's check there is but it will run so fast. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a break, write something here. I'm gonna put a breakpoint in this line. I don't know, in the empty line you cannot put any breakpoint, so I will create a line for you guys, sample line. Like I will do it later on. Just I'm gonna create another line in the function, then I will do it. Okay, it will be easy for you guys to understand. Second function I will create, I mean not function, second line I will create like that. In the comment I will write why I'm gonna create the second line. Import the Excel sheet into QTP data table. Okay, so what is the syntax to import the Excel sheet? Data table dot import sheet, and then I have to give Excel path, and then comma whatever the sheet, and then comma I will import in where. Okay, I'll explain first. Two sheets I'm gonna import. If I open my Excel sheet, there is a keyword sheet, there is test data sheet. Keywords sheet I will import in the QTP the new DTTC flow here, and the test data, this sheet I will import in QTP global data table, global. So two sheets will come in the two data QTP two sheets. Okay, so let's create the script. First I have to know what is the path for the Excel sheet. How I'm going to do that? Right click on the Excel sheet, properties, and then this is the location I'm going to copy. Put it here in the quotation, put a backslash, the name of the Excel sheet, which is global data. And what kind of Excel sheet? Look, this sheet is not 97 2003. I have to change the sheet and save it 97 2003, otherwise in this QTP version is not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the Excel sheet. file, save as 97 2003, and then save. Now come to the folder. I have two. One is 97 2003, another is 2007. 2007 I don't need it, so I'm going to delete it. 97 2003, the file name is that, copy, and file extension would be .xls. I'm not explaining all those things because in my previous video I have explained those things. That's why I'm not spending that much time. .xls. Alright, the path is done. Now after the first comma I have to say that, okay, which sheet I'm gonna import, which sheet. In the Excel, if I open it, this is the first sheet, first one, number one. I will import in DTTC flow. Second one in the global data table. So just I will mention here, first one I will import, and where I'm going to import, DTTC flow. So in the previous line basically it will create the sheet, and in this line it will import the sheet. I'll import another sheet, guys. So I'll just copy this one and paste in the second line. I'm just gonna say that, okay, I will import the second sheet from the Excel sheet, and I will import in global. Okay, so now I have something to run, right guys? So I'm gonna copy this part and then go to the action, because I was creating the function in the function library. You cannot run anything in the function library. If you want to run any part, you have to go to the action. So in the action I will just copy pasting things and put a breakpoint. I want to see what's going on, first one, and then slowly what's going on, right? So let's do debugging. Right click, debug from the first step, run. Okay, it's ready to run. I will press F11 and then it will execute the first line. Somehow it's not running. Okay, it's executed the first line, and look, the third sheet is created, DTTC flow, as per this one. So first line it executed and it add a sheet, new sheet is DTTC flow. So I put a breakpoint in line number 5 and execute line number 4. I wanna bring all the data in DTTC flow from the Excel sheet. Yeah, all the data are here. Nice. And other line should import all the data in the global data variable. Yeah, it imported. So basically my code is correct. Let's move on. Code is imported now, data imported. Now what I should do? So now I have to loop through all the rows in the data sheet. So I have to write a loop that, okay, in my data sheet, if I have 5 rows of data, then QTP should run 5 rows one by one. Okay, so I have to write a loop. So before I'm gonna make a comment here, loop, that I'm making a loop through. Okay, so first I want to give a variable name I row, which will bring how many rows available in the Excel sheet. I mean in the QTP data table, how many rows available. So iRow is a variable. So in the variable I'm going to type data table dot get sheet. First, why I use the get sheet? Because I will have multiple sheet here. Which sheet it will count? So first I said data table dot get sheet. First get the sheet. Which sheet I want to get? I have to mention. So I said dt tc flow. Get this sheet and then count it. In order to count, I have to use get row count. So it will count the row, and then loop for loop for I. Instead of iterator, I just put I, so it will be easy to understand. 1 2, I don't know how many rows, so whatever the rows available, it will be in the I row. So I'm gonna say 1 2 I row. I'm gonna put another comment here. Set the current row I think I don't need that. Anyway, I'm going to delete it. I don't need that. So in the loop, basically you have to capture this is a driver script. This script should capture what is the keyword in the Excel sheet. What is the keyword? Okay. So before, when is gonna run this part, QTP gonna run this part, because by the time the Excel sheet will come in the data table, right? By mistake I'm creating everything in the action. It should be done in the function, guys. Okay, few more things. Okay, so here I'll write a comment, capture so next line, it will capture the keyword based upon the test case name. So I will add a condition: if in the data table the test case name from DTTC flow equal TC name. I will explain what is TC name. Then call the execute flow call the execute flow function that will execute. Look, I'm writing a comment. The function associated to the keywords. Okay, so now I'm gonna say, hey, if data table, in the data table, if the column name and test case name in the data table DTTC flow equal TC name, then run or call execute flow function based on the data table keyword DTTC flow. Okay, so you remember in the beginning I put in the parenthesis empty, so I don't know what test case or keyword I will bypass, I will run, right? That's why I leave this is empty. So if you don't know anything, that means you will use it in the future. So in the future you're not gonna open the script and then you're gonna put it here, what is the name, right? What are you gonna do? You gonna give a variable name in the function like tc name, and in the future if you run create order, you're gonna bypass the create order here. If you run update order, you will bypass the update order here. So it will take the update order, it will put it there, and it will match. If in the data table test case name in the DTTC flow equal create order, then execute flow, run the execute flow function based on whatever the keyword is available in DTTC flow. This is a saying. So I will explain little bit more way. So if I run, I will run until here. I will put a breakpoint here and run it. So to run like that, right? It will come. So I just said in the function, like for example, I just said create order. Okay, TC name create order. It will come here. It will check in the data table. That means in the data table DTTC flow, in DTTC flow, in the column name test case name, in column name test case name equal TC name, that means create order, equal create order, here create order. Okay, if equal, then execute flow. What it should execute? It should execute whatever in the data table, in the data table, in DTTC flow, in DTTC flow, whatever in the keywords. What's in the keywords? Open up. So basically I said if in the DTTC flow, in the data table DTTC flow, the test case name is create order, then execute this open app keywords. Simple thing. I know it's tough to understand, but if you practice more, if you analyze more, it will be real easy to figure out. Okay, all right, so I will stop running. I just ran to show you guys what's going on here. The extra function. Okay, and my condition is done, so at the end I'm gonna say just end if. And if is automatically there, so I don't have to type. But before it goes to the second row of the data table, it's not gonna go by default second row of the data table. It will keep running the first row of the data table. So I have to write data table dot get sheet, which sheet? DTTC flow, this sheet dot set next row. Why type that? If I don't say that, it will take whatever the first row in the data, it will take it and it will use it, but it's not gonna use the second row of data, so I have to say that. So in the comment I wanna type something to run the second row of data in second iteration. Okay, it's not basically second. I'm gonna say next row of data in next iteration. Okay. um, that's all pretty much. This is the driver script. So from the beginning I just created a function. I give the name of the function read keywords. I give a test case name that I don't know what to run, so I give the variable name in the parentheses. I add a sheet which name is DTTC flow additional sheet, and I import using the first one, import the data in the DTTC flow, import the data in global sheet. And then I said count the row, how many row available in DTTC flow, and then run from 1 to whatever the row available, run until there. And then if in the data table in the DTTC flow test case name equal to test case name that I'm gonna bypass here, then execute flow, run the execute flow function based on whatever the keywords is saying, run that keyword. And end if, and for next is close, and function, and end function is close. So this is basically my driver script. So this is the very important thing. So I will save it, file, save as. You remember I have created hybrid framework and driver script folder, and this is the name, so save it. Okay, so maybe I have to give a different name. So I'm just gonna give driver script. I'll rename this one. And I will save this one as a FN keywords. This one is FN keywords 1. Okay, just I want to verify that I have saved properly. Okay, because last time what happened is deleted. FN read keywords 1 I don't need anymore. I just need FN read keywords. I will open it and check is saved properly or not. Function library, FN read keywords. Yeah, it's saved properly. So if I close it, open again, just double check, guys. Otherwise I have to create the whole thing again. Yeah, it's saved properly. Okay, so my first driver script is created. Now I will close it. I will create another function right now, but I will create in the action and then I will move it to the function, because if I create in action, that means easy to run. I have all the application functions that I'm going to use. So in the Excel sheet, I mentioned that whatever the function I need, right? Open app, login, create order, search order, delete order, update order, close app. So I have all those things created. So I'm just gonna save my time in the video. So in the scripts, I have saved it somewhere else, guys. Just a second. So those are the functions I'm gonna copy, and I will paste it in here. So look at that. This is the first one, system util run, and the path. This is will open the application, login, username, password, login, enter date, London, Paris, name, and then click create order, search order, delete order, update order, close the order. So I have 7 scripts here, and all those scripts has hard-coded data. That means data is in the script, hard-coded. As I said in the beginning, we're not going to use anything hard-coded data, any hard-coded data. So I'll create all those things as a function, but before that I will say this data, the agent name will come from the data table. Remember, I will run the driver script, it will come the data here in the global data table. So I will take the data from the global data table. So if I go to the Excel sheet, first username will come from uname column, u underscore name column, which will be available in the global sheet, in the global. So I will write as per that. Instead of the value here, I will say this value will come from data table, open parenthesis, what is the column it will be there, u underscore name, quotation close, comma, dt global sheet. So this data will come from dt global sheet. Okay, so I can keep that and copy this thing and paste everywhere, because everywhere gonna be same. Whatever the data I'm gonna use, I'm gonna paste it here. And just I will change the column name, guys, because same sheet, same data table, just the column name different. So I'll paste it everywhere the same thing first, and then I will change the column name. I have created this script using descriptive programming, so you guys can create this script using descriptive programming, or if you think this is very hard to create descriptive programming, then you can create the script using load and run. Alright, so that's all pretty much. This also I have to change this data. Okay, so first, this system need to run, the path will come from Excel sheet, the column name will be s underscore url. So I just will change the column name as s underscore url, uname, and for password is gonna be p word. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth. And then here for date, I think fdate pgrs. This is gonna be fdate. For passenger's name, pgers. And then no, this is not gonna be passenger's name, fly from and fly to. Fly from will come from d from, fly to will come from a in. D from, D from. So next one is gonna be a in. So I'm just changing those column name, a in, and here when you're gonna search the order, basically you're gonna search the existing passenger's name, right? So I would say pagers, you're gonna search by the pagers, right? Existing pagers, that's actually what I said. Guys, I had a mistake. It's not gonna be pagers, it's gonna be p name and passenger's name, and then it's gonna be new names, update to new name and delete that name. So I had a mistake, I have to change it to this one, passenger's name. And here when you're gonna search, you're gonna search by the passenger's name, existing passenger's name. Okay, so that's all the data for here. And when you're gonna update, basically you're gonna update by the new name. So you're gonna search the existing name and then you're gonna put the new name and then delete it for the delete order, right? So that's all pretty much the data. So data is dynamic. It will come from the data table, and in the data table the data will come from the Excel sheet. Alright, let's create those as a function. But I ran the script and the script's running properly. But before you guys create the function, make sure that each part is running properly. So I will create a function library. Again, open a new function library. Name I'll give excuse me. So I'll give the name execute flow. Execute flow, and I will save in the application function. This is not driver script. I will save in the application function. Okay, the function library here. So same like a driver function, I would give some name first. Copy this action, paste it here, pour it this little bit down. So all those functions I'll create in the same page. I could create those functions separately, but I will create all those functions in a page. So just I'm gonna add function space and function, right? So the and function should be after this script, right? That's all. First function is created. I'll give the function name. This is basically open the application. So fn open app. Okay, that's all. And open parenthesis, close parenthesis. I'm not using any variable, that's why I just keep the empty parenthesis box. Okay. Now the second function, same way, function space. Just you have to move that function in the little bit down. This is for login. So I would give the name of the function is fn login and open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Okay, this is for create order. Try to make space to bring the end function in the bottom, and then delete the empty space. Give the name fn create order. Okay, another function space, make empty space here, move this function in the bottom, delete this empty space, fn search order, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. I think I missed open parenthesis, close parenthesis before. Okay, another function okay, this name I'm gonna give fn delete order. Two more functions, so fn update order, I think I missed that part. This should be, top one should be update order, the bottom one should be delete order. The same thing as by the name also. The top one should be update order, the bottom one should be delete order. Okay, that's good. The last one, close the function. app and close app. Okay, so I have all those functions created, 7 functions total in one page. Now in the beginning I have to create execute function, that when which function will be execute. I should create a flow, like okay, when I should QTP should run open app, when QTP should run update order, when QTP should run create order. It should create a flow. So this is called execute flow. So I'll create a function name. I'll give execute flow. Purpose of the function: to run all those keywords based on the test case. Okay, now function, I just want to make some nicer, give an underline, and then I will create the function. I'm going to give the name execute flow, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. The data I will put later, the variable in the parenthesis later on. Right now I'll give condition if flow name equal to open app, then run fn open app. Another condition, else if flow name equal to login, then run fn login function. Else if flow name equal to create order, then run fn create order function. And all those function has parenthesis, so I should give that also. Else if flow name equal to update order, search order, then run fn search order. Else if flow name equal to update order, then run fn update order. Else if flow name equal to delete order, then run fn delete order, else if flow name equal to closer, then run fn closer. So this is the flow function, execute flow, how the application will be executed. So if application found that okay, the flow name is open app, that means the keywords name, flow name means keywords name, keyword name is open app as per the Excel sheet, keyword is open app, that means it will run open app function. When its keyword name is login, it will run login function. When its keyword name is create order, it will run create order function. So this is the flow name. So I give the flow name. So here basically I'm gonna bypass the flow name because I don't know what's the flow name when I'm gonna run the test case. I don't know which flow name I will require, right? So I will bypass as a variable flow name. Okay, now this is function is done and my all application function is there. All the application function will run based on the flow name in the execute flow function. Okay, that's all pretty much. I will save this part. Okay, just double check that I saved properly or not in the application function execute flow. Okay, that's correct. I will open and check. Open function library, execute flow, open it. Yeah, that's good. I'll close it and open again. Double check. Good. So I can close all the functions, all the actions. I don't need to close the actions. I'm just gonna delete the script. Excel sheet I'll save and close. Paint I don't need it. Close it. Okay. So now this is a script, empty script, no data here. So I have to associate the function, whatever the function I need. How many functions I have? Two functions. First one, driver script, and I will associate, and second function, application function execute flow. So two functions I have in my script right now associated. So in the script right now, like for example, I'm gonna run the keyword driven I'll run the script name is called test case create order. Okay, how I'm gonna know in the Excel sheet? If I open the Excel sheet, there is a create order test case. So I will run create order test case right now. Create order. Okay, so I just want to type here the function name, the driver function, fn read keywords. I believe this is the right name, fn read keywords. And you remember I put it a variable over there and it's showing what variable I put it, tc name. So I have to give the test case name right now. What test case name? Create order. This is the test case I'm bypassing in the variable right now. I will debug, so you will see what's going on step by step, and I might gonna get some error message. That if I get the error message, then I'll fix it. So I'll press F11 first to run this script. Okay, so first error message I get, um, in library file your function library may not be valid. Do you want to continue running the test? Yes, why not? Run. First one is said f and read keywords, create order, type mismatch. So somehow my function library did not associate it properly. So let's see what's going on. It's giving me an error. So in my function I have a syntax error, that's why the function is not running properly. Syntax error. So I have to check what syntax error I have in my function library. That I have to check. So how I'm gonna check? I have to open the function library first. Something wrong in my functions, the f and read keywords. Maybe I miss a dot or something like that. So it run until here. I know iro echo data table dot get sheet quotation dot everything is there. If data table. Okay, I did not close the parentheses here. I got it. Okay, now save it, close it, now run it. I hope I'm not gonna get the error message. Okay, so first, I'm doing debugging. You can see what's going on step by step. Line number 7, it will add the sheet here. Execute. Yeah, sheet is added, right? Now import the keywords in the DTTC flow sheet. Okay, import it properly. Now import test data in the global sheet. Okay, great. And now I can see one issue here, but I will get error later on. Before I get the error, I can fix it. You can see here F date is 4/3/2017. It should be 04/03/2017, right? So it cannot be 4/3. So something wrong with my Excel sheet is not coming 0. So I have to check what's in my Excel sheet. There is 4/3. It should be 04. And it's becoming 4. So I can change it the data type. Instead of date I can put this is a text, so I can put right now 04/03/17. I think it will keep. Yes, save it and close it. Now I'm gonna run again. Add the sheet, import the data, import the data. Now 04/03/17 is there, so it's good. Now loop it. I equal 1 to iro, but before that QTP already count how many rows there in the DTC flow. How many rows there total? 14. QTP will get 14 rows in the DTC flow. Now execute the condition. If in the data table in the DTTC flow, test case name column has equal to tc name. What the tc name I give? Create order is equal, yes, and then execute flow. What is should execute? Open app from the keyword dttc flow keywords. Okay, it's trying to matching the condition. Okay, I got error message on here. It says the data table value option u word column does not exist. That's correct. It should be p word, not u word. So in my function I have made a mistake, right? So now I have to fix the function where p word. Save it. I run from here again. I mean I have to run from the beginning, no choice. Run it. It's trying to insert the login one. Oh, I have both. Okay. Okay, I got the error again on line number 40. What I have and what I get the error. I have diff from f is uppercase, should be lowercase. Should be lowercase. Anything else I made mistake? I don't think so. Let's see. When I'm gonna run, I will see. So close this one, run again. Or before I run, I'm gonna save it. For you guys whoever followed my class, whoever attend my class, for them this task is not really tough. But whoever did not attend the class, for them this task is really tough. Alright, so I just put it create order and it read all the keywords in the Excel sheet and in execute all the function in the function library, such as open app, create order, and close app. Open app, login, creator, and close app. It run all the 4 functions. Now if I wanna run update order, it will run the update order. Just I'm gonna type here and run it. It will run the update order. Login, open app, login, and then search the order and update order and close app. So this is the beautification of hybrid framework or keyword driven framework. Like you're gonna create the framework, but you can reuse the framework for a long time. You don't have to change a lot of things. Any person who has less skills in automation, the person will be able to maintain that keyword or run that keyword. Okay, so in the future what do you have to do if you wanna, how are you gonna maintain the keyword driven framework? Like you will have more function like search order or compare order or send order, something like that, right? So then in the execute flow you have to add another function, another, as long as whatever the test case you will have, you will create in the function, and then you're gonna create in another condition. If flow name compare order, then run fn compare order. So that way you're gonna add a condition, add a function in this execute flow. Okay, and then in the Excel sheet you will, maybe you will add more data. So if more data, that means more column, you will add more column, that means more data will be there. If you use different Excel sheet, then you just gonna modify the path of the Excel sheet and what column of the Excel sheet. That's all you're gonna do. This is the like maintenance or modifying or enhancement of the framework. So that's all the data driven, I'm not data driven, data driven and keyword driven together hybrid framework. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a long video, so keep practicing, and in the future I will probably upload a better video with a better explanation. So by the time, keep watching these videos and then practice. Thank you so much.